Well, we always said that if West Indies were going to break this losing streak, they needed to get a bit of luck. And we got that bit of luck. You may not have noticed what that bit of luck was, but if you go back to that final over that Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled, somewhere I think it was ball 1, no, it was ball 2 or ball 3, Shaheen bowled a wide to make it a 7-ball over. And it was that 7th ball of the over that Jason Holder hit the game-winning 4 to win the match for West Indies and end the losing streak. The celebrations that went on at the end of the match, you would have thought West Indies had just won the World Cup. And maybe that shows you the magnitude of how bad the losing run is. The kind of outbreaking of euphoria at the victory. I was over in the VIP section, to tell you the truth, and I was actually sitting next to the president of Cricket West Indies, and so I was sitting next to Kishore talking to him about West Indies cricket. Well, no, that's a lie, because in the final over neither one of us was talking to each other because it was so tense. And when Jason hit the winning 4 runs, I just left Kishore there. I ran off celebrating. And it's important to tell you that story because this is what this means to me as a West Indies fan. Take away the podcast and take away the journalism and all of that. At the heart of everything I do around West Indies cricket is about being a fan. And that victory today and the outbreaking of emotion and outpouring of emotion from everyone was because at the heart of being a West Indies fan is just wanting the region to do well. Jason spoke about it in the press conference at the end of the match about acknowledging that the players have been letting the region down, that they haven't been performing to their potential. But this is why we rally, because we know that there's always something good coming around the corner. Even if you have to wait rather long for it to come, there's always something good coming. So well done to the team. It wasn't a classic win. Now, I said at the interval, now if you watch the interval 1 video that I did earlier on, I did say 1-3-4 is not going to be easy to chase. The track is low, it's slow, it aids the spinners, and Pakistan have, generally speaking, not just better spinners, but more spinners. Saeem Ayub was economical, Machel was economical, Nawaz was economical. But interestingly enough, when we needed about 67 or 42 balls, I was speaking to Sachin, big up Sachin, who's part of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast Discord, and Sachin will confirm this in the comments below, and I said to Sachin, if we can just see off the spinners without losing the game, we might be able to cash in at the back end when the pacers come on. Because I knew that Hassan Ali would have to bowl at least 1 and Shaheen would probably have to bowl 2. And the pitch wasn't aiding the pacers. Yes, Holder got 4 overs, 4 for 19, and he obviously here was the man of the match, right? But the players were finding it much easier to negotiate the pace than they were to the spin. And in fact, even if you go back to, I think, was it on Instagram? You follow the Caribbean Cricket Podcast Instagram. I was doing stories and answering questions earlier today, and I was saying Pakistan are going to bowl 12 overs of economical spin. It's all about what we do with the other 8 overs, and that's effectively why we won, because what we did with the other 8 overs of pace won us the match. Listen, it's 1-1 in the series. We've ended the streak. Everyone's happy. Obviously, there's another game to go. Less than 24 hours from now, we come back again on a Sunday for the series decider. Have we learned anything particularly special? Are West Indies going to win the World Cup from this? No. Have they solved all of their problems? No. There's still loads of fundamental issues to be sorted out. It didn't work with Alec at the top today. That doesn't mean you don't try it tomorrow. Jewel hit a couple of 4s. Shea, 21 of 30. Roston, 15 of 18. No, it was only, and actually, let me talk about this, because a lot of people sent me messages after game 1 saying, why was Multi sent at 4? And again, on Instagram stories, I answered it and I said, Multi was sent at 4 in game 1 because he is one of the few players in the team, Romario's another one, who's able to go from ball 1. And what Multi, if you go back and watch Multi's innings, I think it was 28 of 21, if you go back and watch Multi's innings, even when he wasn't hitting the 6s, he was adding urgency to the game. He was putting pressure back on the Pakistani bowlers by running hard 2s and trying to add a sense of urgency. That's why he came in at number 4 in game 1, because they recognise that Multi has an ability to hit long balls. He has an ability to go from ball 1. That's not his primary skill set, and he should be doing more with the ball at current. Yes, I know he took 2 wickets, but it was a bad day with the ball in general for Multi. But he made up for it with what he does with what he does with the bat, right? So that's why Multi comes in early in that kind of pinch hitting, impetus driving role, because it's a role that he can fulfill and it's a risk worth taking. Obviously though, ultimately we needed 38 off the last 21 balls or something like that, and Holder and Shepherd made sure that we took it to the final over. It was the penultimate over against Hassan Ali really that really set it up. I think we needed 24 off 12 and then we needed 8 off 6. So Hassan Ali's over was actually the game losing over, and then it was all about could we find the boundary against Shaheen Shah Afridi, which Holder obviously did with the final ball. Listen, we win a game. Let's just focus on the positives. We can get into deconstructions. We can talk about things like why did Alec review, why did Shafame review, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just need a bit of luck to get rid of the L's, and we got it today. We used 1-1 in the series. We have the series decider tomorrow. I knew coming to Fort Lauderdale was worth it. I've finally seen a W, and I can go home to London in peace, knowing that I've got a final W. I might even get lucky and get another W tomorrow, but I've got a W. I can go back to London in peace now. Well done to the West Indies. We rally always, and we keep on going.